Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Yesterday, it was my brother's turn to get grilled about his mock draft. Now it's my turn. I have a two-round 2022 NFL mock draft for y'all. Once again, appreciate you guys just rocking with us, watching the videos, commenting, liking, subscribing. All that means big time support for the boys. We appreciate that. It means a lot. Let's get into some ball. Jacksonville Jaguars go get Aiden Hutchinson number 1. Dill, lay it on me here. What do you think?
I know you think I'm gonna hate it. It's like he's the best player in the draft, so I'm not gonna quibble. But I think it comes down to the argument: is do you trust Josh Allen to be the guy? Like, is he gonna be an all-pro level pass rusher? If you think that's the case, you probably should go get a tackle because there's some really good ones in this draft. That's the only reason I question it. But
yeah, I think it came down to, okay, they put the tag on Cam Robinson. They must either like him or so they must like him, right? Or maybe they don't. They put the
I
tag
think the
on.
tag means something different personally.
Yeah, then they go get Brandon Sheriff. I think they're trying to go through free agency. They're saying, like, we got to protect Trevor Lawrence now. We don't want a rookie protecting him. And also, what I'm thinking is Aiden Hutchinson's a culture shift, and like they need that. Aiden Hutchinson changed the culture at Michigan. I think he can help do that in Jacksonville. And yes, Josh Allen's awesome, but having two is better than one. This is the most important position on the defense side of football. You win games. You have a good defense by getting after the passer. Aiden Hutchinson did that at an elite level. He's number one overall pick. Seattle.
You really don't think they can get him at 9? It's like, well, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do to get your guy. But God, you don't need to hop up this far. It's just like,
see, my thing is, I kind of agree, but they have the picks to do it because they just traded Russell Wilson. They got a bunch of picks now.
Yeah, but those picks could have like legit value. It's like you can't piss the picks away.
I don't necessarily love the trade for Seattle. I more like it for Detroit. I think if Aiden Hutchinson goes, that's extremely loud drinking. I think if Aiden Hutchinson goes, I think Detroit's going to be looking to get out of the pick. I think Seattle's going to be – I love the Malik Willis fit in Seattle. They're kind of going through a rebuild. Go get the quarterback with the highest ceiling. And do whatever it costs to go get your quarterback.
Nope. That's you don't do everything because then you're gonna have a bad team. You give up all those picks to Seattle. You give up. You're not a good enough team to make it work.
The only argument I really think is that Malik Willis would fall to 9. I think you make a really good point there. It's kind of those like go get your guy, and that's what I have Seattle doing. I think this is going to be a dynamite trade for Detroit. I loved what I did with Detroit's mock after this. Houston go gets Evan Neal. They kind of benefit from like Evan Neal not going in the top 2. Laramie Tunsil, I don't think he'll be there. The Jets go get Ike Ekwonu. Imagine this
is where you start to like lose your mind a little bit. Because you don't appreciate Kyle Hamilton. That's just the fact of the matter.
Yeah, I
don't care about. I'm not arguing against the Ekwonu. I know you want to talk about him to disguise like the stupidity of not taking Hamilton, but like you're just warped. You're warped by this idea you can't take a safety high. If you're a high impact safety, you can be taken high.
I actually have
Troy Polamalu. All the best player on their respective defenses, and those are arguably the best defenses in the last 20 years.
You think Kyle Hamilton can be that type of guy?
100% he can be.
I have a Ekwonu. I think they want to get towards running the ball with Zach Wilson. Again, it's the idea that you gotta build around your rookie quarterback or your second-year quarterback in Zach Wilson. Getting off the bus with Mekhi Becton, Ekwonu, I mean, that is a great
and what, you're going to give up 50 again?
And then because I have him getting Derek Stingley at 10. 5 to the New York Giants, Charles Cross. I know you can't argue with that pick. He's your guy too. I think you had him in your mock too, Charles Cross.
Nope, not arguing.
And I have Garrett Wilson at 6. I have a feeling you might argue all my
That's okay if you think there's no other tackle is going to make it there. I'm not going to. I wouldn't.
And this
That'd be
circumstance,
really
Carolina might trade out.
unfortunate. That'd
It
be
would be
a
unfortunate.
vicious
Yes.
draft for
And
Carolina.
I think what would happen with Carolina is you go get a stud receiver. DJ Moore is young, Garrett Wilson, and then you're looking to get a quarterback next year. And you have a good nucleus of wide receivers for that quarterback to come in and work with. Again, missing out on the tackle hurts really bad, but I think Garrett Wilson would be a good fit there in Carolina. The Giants go get KT. He's fallen a little bit, but I think that's a very good pick and a very good value pick for them. Falcons go get Jermaine Johnson, one of our favorite guys. Did he go there or did he go to the Giants at 7? I forget.
I think Stingley went to the Falcons for me, but that's just because Kayvon went higher, or Jermaine and Kayvon went higher. But
yes, and then
fair pick.
This is like the winner of the draft if this happens. Detroit gets Kyle Hamilton at 9. I know you don't think
it's not happening. It can't happen.
Yeah, I mean, where if Seattle trades up, like who's getting the Jets are probably
Kyle Hamilton's he's a top 3 pick. He's a top 3 pick for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't.
Yeah, we will.
We definitely disagree on that. That'll be a separate pod where we duke it out about it because I think that's a good discussion. New York Jets, Derek Stingley Jr., best cornerback on both their boards, falls to 10. Obviously, with the injury concerns, I think that's a good pick for them. Washington Commanders go get Chris Olave. So they get Carson Wentz. You have Terry McLaurin. But then the next wide receivers just aren't. I mean, Curtis Samuel.
It's not great. Yeah.
Diami Brown. Diami Brown I shouldn't say he's but he hasn't really had the opportunity to show what he's about.
Nobody has really, but
you can the 2 for them. Minnesota goes get Sauce Gardner. I think that's a great pick for them.
That'd be a dream if they can get to him.
Yep. I think they could also go edge someone like David Ojabo, George Karlaftis. And then this is a tough pick for the Browns. I mean, I made this mock and I had them getting David Ojabo. Then they released Jarvis Landry, and I had to mix some things up because I think they pigeonholed themselves into wide receiver at 13. And that's like one of the worst things you want to do is.
I mean, they got Cooper, so they're like.
I know, but then it's like it's Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, no, they have to. They probably do have to go.
They have
go back to the well.
And this is Baker's prove it year for them, and you don't want to leave any question marks like kind of what the Giants have been doing. You want to make sure he has the tools to be successful, and if he's not successful this year, it's time to move on. He's not a top 10 franchise quarterback, and you go searching for another quarterback. Jameson Williams, I was thinking because they get screwed with Olave and Garrett Wilson off the board because I would go with them. I just don't think Jameson Williams fits that team. You already have the speedsters who kind of press the field vertically with Schwartz, Donovan Peoples-Jones. You want more of a bigger body catch guy. I'm not high on Drake London. He's not a top 20 guy on my board, but he goes 13 because I think that's what the Browns, they kind of forced themselves into doing that.
Yeah, that'd be a bad situation for them if they can't get one of the Buckeyes, honestly.
Kenyon Green, Baltimore Ravens, what are you thinking there?
Yeah, I like that. I do think the Baltimore Ravens are going to be looking for someone who's a road grader and can get the culture back on where they run the ball 40 times a game and move it.
And Kenny Green's going to help that a lot. Philadelphia Eagles start their little run here. Trent McDuffie, Nakobe Dean. What are you thinking of those 2 prospects?
Yeah, I love Nakobe Dean there if they can get him. Not sure he's going to fall, but
I just don't know where he goes. I think the linebackers are going to fall because I don't think they'll be top 10 picks. And I don't think you see those teams between 10 and 15 who are going to, and I know a lot of NFL teams value Devin Lloyd more, which is nuts to me, but
Devin Lloyd, is that just like a profile, like, cause he's taller and whatnot?
Yeah, I think so. It's just the analytic nerds being analytic nerds. You got to love this, Jordan Davis.
Yeah, that's my pick. I've been making it.
And then I have Deshaun Watson being traded to New Orleans. So Houston's going to get this pick, and they go – I misspelled David Ojabo. That's just inexcusable. David.
You misspelled Hutchinson too, so.
Oh, God.
But I do like that pick.
That's available there.
He's a guy you also you don't need to win now, obviously, in Houston because you're not going to. So you develop him. He might be an all-pro. Who knows? He's got a lot of potential, though. Yeah,
George Karlaftis to the Eagles. I think they kind of check all the boxes. I think there are 3 biggest needs. They could go wide receiver, but with no Olave, no Wilson, I think you go Trent McDuffie, Nakobe Dean, George Karlaftis. You address all the question marks on the defense side of the ball, and then hopefully you can get a wide receiver in the next round.
Yeah, I think they should be able to.
I actually have a run on wide receivers, so it's actually Slim Pickens. Slim Pickens in the second. 20, Ty Linderbaum. They just signed Mr. Trubisky, best player in the draft available. He's a guy kind of like Creed Humphrey, where it's like Creed Humphrey's good. Creed Humphrey, everyone saw that he was very, very good. He ends up falling to the bottom of the second round, and the Chiefs get a gem. I think this is a similar way. Like Tyler Linderbaum's a top 10 guy in this draft class. Because he's playing center, he's going to fall, and the Steelers are going to get one of the best players in the NFL draft at pick 20.
Yeah, I mean, if they could get their hands on a Kenyon Green or Linderbaum, I think that'd be really nice for them because they need help there bad.
J.C. Jackson just leaves New England. They go get Kyrie. He seems like a New England Patriot, like a longer, more physical DB who showed that he can move. He was very good in the SEC for the most part. Like he was impressive against Jameson Williams, against Bama. I think this pick makes a lot of sense, and this is one of the picks that I think you could see on draft night.
Yeah.
Him or Andrew Booth.
They're gonna get I think they're going first round corner for sure. They're right in the perfect range to make runs at McDuffie, Booth, Kyrie, McCreary.
Yeah. I think you
we've
had
all
this
been
one.
We've all been taking the speed tree of Las Vegas, so yeah. Well, that just makes sense. That's what they do.
Now that I think about it, I might have doubled Jameson Williams up. We'll see. Arizona Cardinals go get Trevon Walker.
Oh, you're swagger jacking me just a round later or earlier.
The Arizona Cardinals love the athletes. They went up and got Zaven Collins. They went up and got Isaiah Simmons 2 years ago. They like the guys with the size and speed. Trayvon Walker's got that, and they also next pick they also get a guy with size and speed. So I think that pick makes a lot of sense. Again, I'm not super high on Trayvon Walker. I know a lot of other people are. I don't even know if he'll be available there because I know the NFL loves Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, I don't think the NFL does. I think the media people do.
That's what it does seem like. Those narratives is like kind of steamroll. It was all started by Dana Jeremiah. Zion Johnson, 24 to the Cowboys. I think this is a dynamite pick. We've been doing it a lot in our Dallas Cowboy mocks. Go get a blue chip in your interior who's going to be good. He can play center.
I do think it's very hard to pass up on Devin Lloyd here. If you can get him or Nakobe. And again, it goes back to I don't see Zion Johnson as being like Zach Martin, Quentin Nelson good. I just don't think he's the athlete that those guys are. That's why
I agree.
He'll be a later pick. And if you're not like a really dominant guard, you're pretty easy to replace, like in my eyes. So
yeah,
it'd be very hard to find a Devin Lloyd, like much harder than finding someone to just be decent on the other side of Martin.
Yeah, that's a good argument. That's a good argument for sure, because I think Devin Lloyd is kind of head and shoulders better linebacker than some of the other guys in the class. Get that. Buffalo Bills go get Devontae Wyatt. What are you thinking about that?
That's just that I think that's awfully high.
I disagree. I think Devontae
I think
Wyatt
you can. What do you? I think you can make a run out of Travis Jones, Fidarian Mathis.
Who are you going with that at 25? If McDuffie's off the board, Eli, are you getting Andrew Booth there?
Corner.
Andrew Booth.
It'd be Booth probably. I don't think. I like McCreary better, but I think he doesn't fit the scheme as well. So yeah, I'd go. I mean, the ideal is probably McDuffie. That's probably.
I think you're sleeping on Devontae Wyatt because of what he had to do at Georgia. Like they just didn't ask him to be super disruptive. It was just much more of like take on a two gap. And
I don't even get the sense that's like a choice. You're either that guy or you're not.
I think Devontae Wyatt's that guy. I think he's that guy. He's get off his dummy for 315 pounds. I love Devontae Wyatt. Tennessee, they go get Kenny Pickett. And he falls.
No.
But the thing is, Ryan Tannehill's not going to do it. He's just not. I think he's shown he can.
Yeah, but they're going to take their crack at a Super Bowl in the next 3 years with Tannehill, and they got Derek and the team around him.
Yeah,
you can. I think you're win. I think you're trying to win now, and Kenny Pickett's obviously not win now for you. So
yeah,
I don't love Tannehill. He does seem to play very small in the big games, just historically. So it's not like I actually think they're gonna win a Super Bowl. They're not really at the level of the Bills or the Chiefs, I don't think. So
Do you think Kenny Pickett can come in year 1 and be better than Ryan Tannehill? It's close.
I think they'd be close. Yeah.
That was the problem with me picking them, and there was a lot of good prospects on the board. Tannehill isn't it, and I think Tennessee's at the point where it's like it's time to move on.
I think they're corner O-line though. Yeah, but they're not. It's not time to move on because they're still winning a ton of games. Time to move on is like maybe the Cleveland Browns if they have another losing season. That's not when you're the number 1 seed and you basically blew a terrible game to the Bengals, who then went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's true. I just don't think Ryan.
You just hate. You're blinded by your Tannehill hate, obviously.
I don't. It's not even like a hate of Tannehill. I just don't think he's.
You just think he's average. You just think he's.
I think he's super average. The problem is, I think Kenny Pickett will be super. Like, I don't see Kenny Pickett being much better than Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, but all you need is somebody who doesn't make a ton of mistakes in big moments, and Tannehill's a make a ton of mistakes in big moments guy. So, I don't think it's a bad idea.
You're right. He plays so small when it matters. He just shrivels up.
Yeah, that's my problem with him. But
Sky Moore to Tampa. I love this.
Oh
pick.
my God, you're really on the Sky Moore.
I'm on the
train,
Sky Moore train, dude. You have to
over Jahan Dotson. That's asinine.
Oh, I know where Jahan goes. You know what I think about?
You did that consciously?
No, I did. Because I had Jahan Dotson going to the Texans at 18, and then I switched some things around after Cleveland.
I feel that happens in the heat of battle.
In the heat of the battle, it happens. I love Sky Moore though. I've been. I'm gonna back it up a little bit.
Who are you talking about? His release.
He is butter off the line of scrimmage. I mean, people just couldn't check him. I think Tom Brady's gonna love that. Like, think about what Tom Brady did with Antonio Brown or Julian Edelman or Wes Welker. Like, he loves those guys you can line up anywhere and go get separation early. And it's going to be Sky Moore. I mean, Sky Moore's – I didn't realize how much I love Sky Moore until
I might need to watch a little more.
He's a beast.
At least run through a highlight video.
He's like the best mover on the field every time. I get it was the Mac, but he is just silky smooth. Jahan Dotson goes to Green Bay. You could reverse this order.
Fine.
I'm okay with it. Jahan Dotson to Green Bay. I think they need a guy. I originally had them going and get Jameson Williams, but then I moved Jameson Williams up. I think Jameson Williams would be an awesome fit there. Kind of get somebody to go vertical.
I just don't see him making it there. I kind of agree. It just seems like a far-fetched.
But I think you can go get a wide receiver, and this is what I meant. There's going to be a little run at wide receiver here. Miami go gets Trevor Penning. Again, I know he's not. I think and I took him over Bernie Ryman.
You're saying he's going to play guard then, right?
No, this is just more of a predictive mock, and I think a lot of teams see a 6'7", 325-pound guy who can move pretty well, and they're like, let me get my hands on him. And you're right.
Well.
He moves well. I think Trevor Penning just needs working on athletes who are top level.
Yeah, that's kind of the point, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but he has the ability to. He has the ability to. I think one, it's just when you're not going up against those guys and you show up against Iowa State or you show up against at the Senior Bowl, like it's going to be a little bit of awakening.
Grabby.
He's grabby. Kansas City, Dax Hill. Dax Hill falls to 30.
What a dream if I would rattle. That'd rattle my cage, obviously.
It would hurt watching Dax Hill go to the Chiefs, but that would be such a
good pick, though. Yep.
Andrew Booth to Cincy. Now, people are just every mock I look at Cincinnati.
Your O-line,
Trevor Penning, Bernie Ryman, Zion Johnson. They're build it in free agency. You don't have time to take risks on a Trevor Penning and try to play him at tackle.
You're not getting a plug and play guy at 31. You're just not.
Exactly. Unless it's a Zion Johnson or Kenyon Green who's going to play inside it, you're not getting a plug and play. They filled in the interior guys. And now I think they got to go get like Teron Armstead. They got to make a tackle happen. Though. It's nice to fill in the interior, but you got to make a tackle.
Yeah, happen. Don't go spend on a corner. Go spend. Okay, that's
a
fair reasoning. You can get a very good game day ready guy at corner late in the first.
Yeah, Andrew Booth will start for them, 100%. And he'll make that team better. Detroit go gets Devin Lloyd. He falls.
Not making it there, but good pick.
That's probably true. I think the Patriots could get him. I think Philadelphia could get him. I think there are a lot of teams that could get him. He ends up falling in my mock. Devin Lloyd goes at 32. Christian Watson, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they go get Christian Kirk, but at the end of the day, If you're not going to go get Allen Robinson, I think you need another wide receiver.
They still
who's
need
more
a
of
second guy,
possession
yeah.
Laviska Shenault is just not it in terms of like being a consistent route runner and making plays. I like the idea of using him more like a Deebo Samuel guy, and then go get Christian Watson, who can be more of a wide receiver one, who's a great mover at 6'4", has massive hands. When I watched his film, like
what's with you in the hands?
I don't know. I just know Sky Moore. I just know Sky Moore and Christian Watson and Traylon Burks have big hands. That's just about it. That's very fair though. I don't know why I'm talking about hand size so much. I'm listening to too many podcasts and reading.
Seems it.
Maybe I have to cut down on that because it's getting out of hand. I agree.
It's a good pick though. Like Christian Watson,
yeah.
Now, ever since the combine kind of turned people onto him, you notice how good of a player he is,
and what it was is like he did it at the Senior Bowl. He put it on the film at North Dakota State, where they don't like throw it that much. They're much more of a ground and pound team, as we figured out when we bet against them. But Christian Watson, I mean, he did it at the Senior Bowl, and then he backed it up with a great combine. Like, this guy's got to be starting to talk as an early second, late first. I think Detroit could go get him at 32, to be quite honest. Detroit then go gets Traylon Burks. I think when you're in that position, you go get Devin Lloyd, because I think he could certainly go to Jags at 33. But if you know you're going to get like a Christian Watson or Traylon Burks, I think Traylon Burks would be an absolute dynamite fit. I see him sliding a little bit because a lot of people want to go pick him because he's a big
I think that's a good pick. I think that's like you getting in good value. I think he can go higher, like back half of the first round, not back half of the 20s.
He certainly could.
Oh yeah,
because the combine just wasn't for him. And I know NFL teams, not Dylan. Dylan doesn't value NFL teams do.
No, they don't.
Dill has the bigger brain than the combine.
Mike Mayock valued the combine and drafted as bad as I've ever seen a human being draft. So I don't know.
Jalen Petrie to the Jets over Lewis Cine, over Jaquan Brisker. Reason why?
Because you didn't go Hamilton, obviously.
Well, why do you think I picked him over Cine and Brisker?
Because you can cover.
And he's just a playmaker. I mean, he's going to be a safety that's going to impact. He's going to have his handprints all over the football game. This dude, he's one of the best film studies to watch. You watch that guy, he's everywhere. Ole Miss, he was everywhere, getting his hands on football. He can cover in the nickel too. I am a huge fan of Jalen Petrie. I think he can go in the first round.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's really, really good.
That's why I passed on Kyle Hamilton, by the way, because I had the plan of like getting a Lewis.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's why you did it, and we'll talk about why you did it. But I know. And then New York Giants
could go get Lewis Cine. Two safeties that I really like, Lewis Cine.
Probably not going to re-sign Jabril at this point. Maybe they will, but obviously if you can get Cine, maybe you don't need to.
And did you have Petrie going to the Giants in yours?
Yes.
That'd be a good pick too. I like the idea of having like
a I obviously had Hamilton.
Lewis Cine, I think he's going to be more of a solid guy, but I don't know if he'll have his handprints all over the game like a Jalen Petrie will, and that's why he's going over Brisker. That's why he's going over Cine. Houston Texans go get Bernie. They're doubling up on tackles, but I think they need to do it.
You're going heavy development prospects too.
And that they need to. That's just what it's about. Like they're not winning next year.
Fair play.
They're probably going to lose a ton of games, but then if Bernie Ryman, Evan Neal, David Ojabo are all pros in 3 years, which they all certainly could be. I think Bernie Ryman could be the best tackle in the class. And then you go get a
Charles Cross, but yes.
And you go get it's just I think that'd be an awesome haul for the Texans. And they have a couple more picks because of that trade.
Ooh, coming up early.
Travis Jones, he cracks the top 40. I love Travis Jones.
Yeah, I do too. I think he's going to play way better in the pros than college. I think he was a little disinterested at times in college.
Hard to be interested at UConn, to be honest.
Yeah, they had 0 fans watching, and they were getting killed by 40 points every game.
UConn, Jim Moore's there at UConn now, so hopefully they can turn it around. But that program is just absolutely.
I don't really know what Jim Moore has done though. That makes me think that's going to work.
Just at least he's been at a top school. I don't know. George Pickens, Chicago Bears. I think this is a great pick. I get nervous at the Kevin White comps, but I think that's a great pick.
I just get worried that I get more worried they're going to waste him like they did A-Rob, but obviously they got Justin Fields now, so hopefully they.
Allen Robinson that was just confusing. I don't know what really had because they weren't wasting him for a while, and then they wasted him last year, and it just seemed like he didn't want to be there. They tagged him, and I don't think he wanted to be tagged. It was a really weird.
Yeah.
And once that
Yeah, that's
team went
probably
downhill-
not a totally fair reason not to take him. They do need a big body wide out. They got some decent playmakers. I think that
No, I
Mooney's
think he's a
pretty
great
good.
fit. He's a great, and I have another good pick going there. So Detroit, another pick from Seattle, Arnold Ebiketie, best player on the board. They obviously didn't get Hutch. You go get an edge guy who's, I'm not going to say similar to Hutch, but like Abedike,
Ebiketie.
Thank you. Film's awesome. The film, he uses
so
his hands
good.
at such a high level. I mean, he is really, really good. I think that's a great pick at 40. I think that's about where he'll go. In Detroit, I am so excited. I want to be the GM for Detroit so bad. So I think that they have like a path, I think, to make this thing happen. They've been in the gutter for so long. I think, obviously, in the NFC North, you have a couple more years of Aaron Rodgers, but then it's going to be wide open. And I think Detroit can take a pounce at it because I'm excited for them. Detroit's my second favorite team in the NFL right now. You got another pick from Seattle. They go get Perrin Winfrey. Again, a guy who's just fallen. Perrin Winfrey.
Yeah, he did fall for you. That's
and he's one of my favorite guys, but I had him going earlier to the Cardinals, and then I took him off, ended up going 41. He just slides. Like, that's what happens on draft night. Sometimes just guys can't find a fit, and they end up going lower than people have him on a board. I think that's what happens for Perry.
I will say that does get to be the problem with Perry and Winfrey is now, like, when I think about it, what is he going to exactly do better than Trayvon Walker? Because they're not that far off.
I think he can play. Trayvon Walker might play stronger than him.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. Athleticism and length from the inside. He makes guards look foolish. And I don't think he was totally playing like in the best scheme at Oklahoma. I think because you got Lee McNeil on that team. You have another bigger guy. He's a guy that you can put on third downs, and he's going to be one of the better interior pass rushers in the league. I love his game from the inside, rushing passer. I just think he plays a little high against the run. But at 41, you're getting a guy who can make it happen from the inside, rushing the passer. I think you got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's go get Trey McBride. He's a Colts guy. He blocks really well in line. He's a phenomenal blocker. I think that's obviously what the Colts want to do. And then whoever's going to be that quarterback, I think it might be Jimmy G. Like, having a consistent tight end who's reliable over the middle. Yeah, he's not no world beater. Like Jalen Wademeyer, as much as I don't like him, probably has a higher ceiling just because how big, athleticism maybe, but like how big he is. And I think Trey McBride is going to be very, very solid, kind of similar to like a Jack Doyle who blocks extremely well and then can be reliable over the middle.
Yeah, and he's not like moving out into the slot. He'll probably play in line, and that's probably where he fits best.
But he runs some really good routes. Like on the Colorado State film, like he won from like the slot, even from the boundary at some point. He runs some really clean routes. I just primarily that pick is because he's going to be such a good blocker.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's probably the best inline tight end. And I mean, Weidemeyer, I think, is more of a split out.
Yes.
And do not play a ton in line. And yeah, McBride's certainly that guy. And yeah, he is a hammer in the run game, so that's good.
There's your guy, Roger.
Yeah, this is insultingly low for my man Roger McCreary, but a good pick if the Falcons can get him because
he's going to be a guy that's going to fall, and it's not necessarily because I don't like him. The film's awesome. Can you clear your throat, drink some water, do something about it?
Drinking.
Roger McCreary to the Falcons. He's going to fall because and I'm not saying I don't value him. His arms are short, like really short, shorter than Trent McDuffie. It's less than 29 inches. You're capped a little bit with those arms, but it's not even me. It's like, because he was asked about his arm length at the combine and he had the best answer for it. It was something along the lines of, did it seem like my arm length was a problem in the SEC?
It's called moving your feet.
I know it was a great response. He's like, does it look like it matters? Like, I'm a lockdown. Yeah. I love the response. But at the end of the day, in a predictive mock, but this is kind of like my takes, but also predictive, like he's going to fall because the nerds in the NFL analytics department are going to not like him. And statistically, there's not that many cornerbacks who succeed as boundary DBs with that short of arms. I think he could be a great slot guy too. And again, like I don't get the stigma against like nickel cornerbacks because everyone plays nickel these days. Like pretty much everyone's idea on defense is how can you stop the run by not being in a base defense and being in nickel. And Roger McCray, even if he is a nickel cornerback, he's going to be great at it.
You're just not picking nickels that high. You just don't. No one does. So I get the no.
This was one of my favorite picks of the draft. I think Cleveland kind of screwed themselves. They had to go get a wide receiver again because, like, which wide receiver are you going to take here? Like Jalen Tolbert? Like, Nick Bonito here, he's got great get off. Now, he ran a 4.61 40, but that doesn't even show you how good that 10-yard split is. His get off, and as a pure pass rusher, one of the best in the league. Pair him up with Myles Garrett. I think it's going to be an awesome combo.
Yeah, I think he is the last of the really good pass rushers off the Avocati, Karlaftis, and so forth.
Cameron Thomas to the Ravens. I know you're not a huge fan of Cameron Thomas, but I think he's a guy who you can do a lot with. Played very well at San Diego State.
I'm trying to, and they do play that like 5-man front a little bit.
You can do a lot. So, like when they do the uneven and kind of like out of the base defense, like Cameron Thomas.
They go for versatility a little bit. That's for sure. So
and it's not even like I love Cameron Thomas. I think it's a good fit there. Then you go to Kingsley Nagari. They obviously went DB. They got Sauce Gardner in round 2.
I'm a Kingsley guy, so
I'm not a Kingsley guy. But there was a little run on the edge guys, and I think they needed to go get one, and so that's where we went. What do you think?
Yeah, no,
take a swing.
It's like, what are you? I mean, Wentz is no surefire. That's for sure. Like, you can't totally trust that he's going to come in and be anyone. So,
2 things. How bad do you think the Commanders are kicking themselves after pursuing Russell Wilson, pursuing Aaron Rodgers so hard? And then, like, 2 days after they go sign Carson Wentz, it's kind of like, oh, we got to settle. We got to settle for Carson Wentz. Deshaun Watson becomes available for trade. Like, they have to be just absolutely furious.
It'd be sick. Because Carson Wentz isn't going to win a Super Bowl there. No. He's not going to win a Super Bowl anywhere. So
the thing is, he'll make that team competitive, and I think that's just what they're looking for. Like, you couldn't not bring in a quarterback. And then you get Matt Corral at 47, and I think there's a very good chance that Matt Corral, Sam Howell, like Desmond Ridder, one of those guys will be there. That roster's really good. Go take a crack at one of them. And again, Carson Wentz probably not going to make it through the season healthy anyways. He's noted for making big hits. He's had injury problems in the past. I think Matt Corral's probably going to get burned there. And
it's not a bad idea. And like Carson Wentz is a guy who can make enough mistakes where you just pull him. It's like,
I think Jaquan Brisker, yes, I agree. And I think Jaquan Brisker could have been the pick here too, now that I think about it, since he's falling.
He's really falling
viciously. He is falling, yeah. And obviously with Landon Collins not coming back, I think that could have been the pick too. Chicago gets Wendell Robinson. So you go get George Pickens, a big body guy. And then Wendell Robinson, probably one of my favorite, like, versatile slot guys. He is extremely tough. He's small, very shifty.
Hurts me for the Bills. I want the Bills to get him.
Yes. The Bills just went and got Isaiah McKenzie, and I am very optimistic about it.
But yeah, Wendell but Robinson, that's like much more of a gadget. I mean, Wendell's much more of a
I think he can be Isaiah McKenzie. I think he can be a little bit more than a gadget guy in Buffalo. I've been beating the drum, I've been pounding the table for it for years. Wendell Robinson.
2 years?
Wendell Robinson to Chicago. I really like that fit. Give Justin Fields kind of a guy that is going to create some easy passes for him. Get a guy like Wendell Robinson, the ball in his hands in space. Then Houston goes and takes a swing too. Now, Houston has a ton of picks, and I don't necessarily love it. But when you have a guy like Sam Howell who has round 1 talent arm and round 1 talent in general at 49, and you have all these picks, I think you addressed a lot of.
I'm not going to hate it. I'm not going to hate on you.
I don't love it though. I don't love it.
I think he's going to go in the second round. If you're a team that needs one, you might as well take a crack. Because
I almost wish I had him just go Jaquan Brisker, best available, and then go get like Bryce Young or CJ Stroud next year. That's how it goes with the mocks. Channing Tindall to Miami. I believe you had Brian Asamoah here. I like Channing
Tindall long
gone.
So.
Yeah, I like Tindall. Well, okay. So
I think the linebackers are just going to go way farther than you can.
Yeah, we disagree on that. Yeah, we disagree on that a little bit. I think they'll go around and this will start.
I think they're going to start
maybe
running them
more
in
guys.
the early second round, personally.
I
So
think I forgot somebody. We'll see. Cameron Thomas.
Harris.
No, that's
Oh.
double up. My first one.
It's amateur hour. Well,
I was
just
trying
have him
so
take
hard not to
Christian
double
Harris.
up. Yeah,
That'd
Christian
really
Harris.
be the pick.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna change it.
Did you
Harris.
take Christian Harris?
No.
You didn't, you imbecile. Oh my God.
Christian Harris, the Eagles, a quick on the fly change. I think that'd be again N'Kobe Dean, Christian Harris. I think Jaquan Brisker could be the pick here. Again, when the bullets start flying late in the round and you're trying to add all these trades, you're trying not to double up on the players. My pea brain was hurting. Like I was trying to do this. It was bad. And then free agency was flying around. Every time I look at my phone, it's like something else happened. I got to change a pick. It was chaos. The bullets were flying, and I was just getting drilled by them.
You couldn't dodge one.
Sean Ryan, a guy that you really like to Pittsburgh.
It.
I think that's a good pick. They double up on the offensive line and kind of just address the biggest concern they have on that football team.
They probably should. I don't disagree.
Kenneth Walker to the Raiders. I know they got Josh Jacobs, but don't fall into the trap like that Dallas did and go sign Josh Jacobs to a ton of money. Go get another young rookie running back who's very good. It's great value here at 53, our RB1. Go get him. Don't pay Josh Jacobs. Let Kenneth Walker cook for.
Josh Jacobs isn't quite in the range where you pay. He's not Derrick Henry.
There's like maybe one guy. Like even Zeke's not in. Zeke was a dang good running back.
I personally think McCaffrey could very well, but he gets hurt. So
McCaffrey and Kamara.
Alvin Kamara, he is because he plays every game and he's
arguably Dalvin Cook, but he's been struggling with injuries. But that's what you see though. Like when you sign those big running backs, like running backs get hit 25
They
times.
just get hurt. They all get hurt.
They're gonna get hurt. Don't pay them.
Spot.
You're telling me that like Kenneth Walker wouldn't. How much better do you think that Vikings team would be with Jamal Williams? Like it wouldn't be as good. I'm not saying it would be as good. But like, do you think it significantly hampers them? Maybe Dalvin. That's probably a bad example because Dalvin Cook is.
Really healthy Dalvin Cook's just not really.
Dalvin Cook's not healthy. Kamara wasn't healthy. McCaffrey wasn't healthy. Like it just. How many good teams do you see win a Super Bowl while paying a huge back? When's the last time you've seen it? It doesn't.
You don't really.
That's what amateur, like me making mocks, that's what amateur organizations do. Leo Chenal to the Patriots. Leo.
So high. To think that you actually probably would take him over Christian Harris is like so crazy.
That was just a mess. That was the bullets were flying and Jay lost track of some players.
You just don't like Christian Harris, and it's probably a little bit because I just like him a lot. So you're
it's not that. Christian Harris is my LB3. I messed up. But Leo Chenal is a great fan. I think the Patriots are going to be all over that, dude. Leo Chenal's the man.
That actually, he is kind of the Dante Hightower school of like big, heavy running.
Heavy hands. So. And I think you could get creative with Leo Chenal with like off the edge blitz. Like he looks like he should be an edge guy. The power, the get off that he has, the power, the speed that he has, the explosiveness. Maybe the bend wouldn't be there, but like you don't get.
Yeah, but to be a versatile blitzer is kind of what you're hoping, I think.
Again, they double up on edge. The Cardinals, Boy Mafe falls. The Cardinals like these guys.
Bro.
What?
Boy Mafe? Ooh.
I mean,
you just take a Sam Williams or something.
This is predictive. I think the Cardinals are gonna like love those type of guys. They historically have. Doubling up on the edge, I don't know. Especially with Christian Kirk not coming back, maybe you're looking at a wide receiver. David Bell would be a good pick here now that I think about it. I think you would compliment DeAndre Hopkins.
David Bell.
Get the Purdue boys back. Him and Rondell Moore. I believe you had this pick, right?
That'd be a nice pick if Dallas can get him for sure. Not going to argue that.
They don't have a ton of pass rush in the interior. Fidarian Mathis is one of the guys that he can use his hands extremely well and has good bend on the interior to impact.
Mm-hmm. I think we're win now. We're trying to win now.
I thought you loved it.
I would have gone corner earlier. And I'd probably go Emerson, honestly.
All right. I thought you'd like it. I'm a little hurt because that pick was for you, and
how is it for me?
Spit in my face. spit in my face there a little bit.
Oh, that's crazy. We
Moving
need
on.
to win. We need a guy to play next year.
That's
okay,
fair, I
this
guess.
is fine. This is fine.
I think
mean,
Atlanta,
this
they
is
struggle with
where you kind of look for DeMarvin Leal.
they struggle with the pass rush, struggle stopping the run. I think DeMarvin Leal can help. In early January, I fell in love with like what the media was saying, and I didn't like DeMarvin Leal, but I was like, he could be the pick at 8 for the Falcons. Idiot.
Oh,
Yeah, but it was just me getting hyped by the media. I think this would be a good pick at 58. Nicholas
That's
Petit-Frere, Packers,
Yep.
David Bakhtiari.
you're getting good
out.
value. You're
Good
getting value here.
Yep. Jamari Salyer, and you need to fill in that interior offensive line. You don't go get Zion Johnson or any of those guys first. I think Jamari. That's the argument for not taking Zion Johnson early. Is like a guy like Jamari Salyer, a guy like Darian Kennard. Those guys are going to be good interior linemen, and you can get them late second. San Fran goes at Brisker. He falls hard. Kind of looking at, I think he could go to Philadelphia at 51. I kind of want to change it now, but you got to have Christian Harrison there too. Again, he was more of a guy that the bullets were flying, and I'm like, wow, Jaquan Brisker is not in my mock at all. I got to squeeze him in.
I mean, Jaquan Brisker is very possibly safety 3. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know some people have him as safety too, behind Kyle Hamilton. Yeah,
that's wild.
It would be, yeah, I agree, but Tart's probably not coming back after dropping that interception. So
this tough one.
Kansas City goes against Brian Asamoah. They cut Anthony Hitchens.
Not disagreeing with that.
Nick Bolton, Brian Asamoah, make that linebacker core good. Cincinnati goes against Darian Kennard, who I think could play right tackle, could also play at the guard spot. It's going to help you run the football more. I think you could try him out at right tackle. I like Darian Kennard's game. He's going to bring a mean streak to you. He's, again, if you're making a draft of, like, guys you want on your team in a bar fight, Darian Kennard with the massive chain, dog mentality.
The beard.
Give him long hair. Yeah, give him – I want him on my team. He's one of those guys where it's like, if you want to play against him, you want him on your team. You want him on your team. Last pick, I believe, of the second round. Denver goes gets Brandon Smith. They were talking about getting Devin Lloyd at 9 before they traded the pick away. Brandon Smith, a guy that has horrible film. Not horrible film, but not second-round film.
Not great film.
Length, check. Speed, check. He just, the physicality, the ability to play downhill, not check. But those are things that you can kind of teach a little bit. Go get a guy with traits. And he's going to be a good special teamer, if anything.
Yeah, and I think that's. I mean, you got like Mama, you got Walker. I think that's.
I don't like Mama. I was thinking about. I don't like Chad Mama. Quay Walker. He was another guy that I probably, when you mentioned where's Quay going, I'm like, God dang it, I don't think I put him in mock. So that's a wrap on my 2-round NFL mock draft. Again, light me up in the comments. I kind of deserve it. Left out some really, really good players. When the bullets were flying, I was panicking. I was just on the ground, scared. I tried to throw in the best fits that I could. Again, free agency threw me off too. I think we got a lot of good talk about some prospects, though. Some good potential fits. I think that Detroit trade. I think if Detroit can figure out a way to, if Hutch is gone, yes, you could take Kyle Hamilton, and I wouldn't complain that much about it. I don't love that pick at number 2.
I know you would, and we're going to talk about it.
But if you can trade out of that pick and get something like Detroit did, like they just made their team way better, in my opinion. Getting a Devin Lloyd late, you got 2 picks in the early rounds, Traylon Burks, and then you go get Abikedi and Perrin Winfrey. Like those guys are all going to be playing for you and going to be contributors. And Detroit's in that spot. Just get draft capital. Get young guys on your team who are good football players. Go to Lions, baby.
That's fine.
Lions. Once again, I appreciate all you guys commenting, liking, subscribing to our channel. The support been very, very cool for the boys. We'll be back with some more NFL draft content, and we'll throw in some tailgate talk episodes too. Talk to y'all later. Peace.